Hello, welcome to Reso Biz, episode number 6 of the People's Choice. And this week we're going to reveal what neck you chose, and we're going to reveal what head that you chose, and then also we're going to do a little work on the body. We're going to glue the sides to the top and a few other things. Here we go. Hi, I'm Byrl with Byrl Guitars, and welcome to Reso Biz, where everything is greater with a resonator. Alright, for this week's reveal, by unanimous vote, we had the slightly flamed spalted hackberry, and then we had the darker one. We went with the darker one, absolutely no questions asked. Now, for the apology, for my poor camera videoing capabilities, I hope, maybe not, I don't know, but there was one vote on this one, but then as I look at the video, there wasn't really one good shot of this one, but I think you made a good choice, so we're going to go with it. I did not do that on purpose because I had a preference. It's just kind of how it turned out. I'm sorry about that, and I will try to do better next time. All right. And for the second time, for the second week now, we've had to vote on the same head. And this week, I'm thankful to say we have a winner by one vote. If you check every website, you'll see that, or every place that was posted where you could vote, you will notice where some people voted many times. And I don't know that that's being ornery. I think maybe that I never did explain that. But as I see each person, if I see you voting on another site, I've already got you marked down, so it doesn't count if you vote 17 times. I think it works that way in presidential elections too. You can only vote once. So it was by one vote, we went with the SS head. All right, now we'll get this kerfing level is what I'm thinking. I can't hardly work and talk at the same time. We'll get all these clamps off. Now I've got the kerfing on both sides, top and bottom, and this will be nice and rigid. Where before it was kind of wobbly, I was afraid of cracking it or breaking it or something. Alright, get this out, and I'm going to level this rim. You can see how it's too high here. Now I've got a special way I do this side. We won't mess with this right now, but I'm going to level this here to receive the top that we have got prepared for this. Okay, I've got my piece of granite here, nice and flat, and oh wow, I glued my sandpaper on this, but it looks like I've also glued some piece of kerfing on it somehow. I glued it on good. I can just see somebody who's real delicate with their files being stressed out that I used that on a piece of sandpaper, but it really doesn't matter because my little 2-year-old got a hold of my chisel the other day and took it outside in the sand and worked the ground over with it before I could get to him. He comes in Daddy's shop and loves to ransack it. The air hoses for the shop vac turn into guns, and everything else turns into weapons. Daddy had to make him an axe out of this. He's quite the character, but yeah, he did a number on my chisel, so I'm not worried about tapping that off on sandpaper. Kids are fun. You never know what they're going to do or what they're going to say. All right, which one's my top here? Oh, there you go. Can you see that? There's a big gap there. That's because of the way this back here is going to be arched. So this kind of shows you how much arch is on this back when I'm done with it. So this is our top. It lays relatively flat and really well when we get done with it. All right, so here's the fun part. That was a joke. Sarcasm right there. Okay. That one's laying flat. That one's laying flat. This is ready. Now what I'll do is I put it back in the mold. Okay. We've got the sides into the mold. And I press down, everything's fitting nice and snug. I'm going to take it over to the GoBar Deck. And we will this thing glued up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I kind of got it set on there, pre-fitted, and we'll get some glue on this. It's just it's not glued up or anything, but fitting nice, I think. Everything's good and tight. I'm just sand this a little bit, but yes, we're ready to mark it and glue it. All right, I got it pretty well glued up. Just, well, I have it glued up pretty well, meaning the clamps, or whatever I guess they're not clamps, but they work like clamps. These, I'm trying to look at the camera and put this on here. There we go, there's one, and then there's another one. These are made out of quarter sawn ash. Ash is fairly pliable, bendable. I got the idea for using this particular wood and quarter sawn, or as best I could at quarter sawn. Some of it, you see, this one's starting to crack a little bit. Not much use left in it. It's like right to the middle, and then the rest of it's really good. But anyhow, they were making bows at some festival we were going to, and they were making them out of quarter sawn ash. And I thought, I looked it up, and it is a pliable wood. It bends well. So anyhow, I used that for my GoBar pieces rather than buying the fiberglass. I think it works rather well, and it doesn't really break on me. It doesn't get too brittle. It's pretty pliable, so I've had pretty good luck with it. That's my GoBar Deck, and that's our resonator guitar in the mold, gluing the top on. All right, so I've got my Dremel, and I don't know what size bits on there, but I just sort of, well, I guess I should tell you, I'm putting our back strap on. So I've got I got to lay out everything. I've got this long ruler, and we're gonna get this. We got to measure everything out. I gotta get my center line, and I'm going to use this ruler as or what is it, yardstick. Kind of a Home Depot job. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. It's about the thickness of a fretboard, but I'm going to use it for a guide. I think it's, oh yeah, it's nice and straight, but I'm going to use it for a guide for my edge of my Dremel to run against. So I cut a straight line for our back strap, and people do them different ways. Some back straps too, you can get them thicker, and they'll put them in between the side plates when they glue them together. But I actually like to cut halfway through the side, the back, and right on that joint, and then lay this in there, and then it lays over the joint, and then you got your center brace that goes on the back, and so it's got bracing on both top, front, and back. So a back strap is actually a structural thing if you do it kind of like that, and gives it more strength. So I like that part of it. But then I don't always want a back strap, so sometimes I just do without it, or most of the time actually. But this guitar, I think we've done really good. It was a good call to put a back strap on this. I think this is going to look really cool. All right, I'm going to stop talking and I'll get to it. All right, I've got some ebony that I have sanded on a piece of 80 grit. I'm going to use the sawdust in my epoxy. And that way, the channel is just a little wide, and I'll have glue squeeze out, and it'll be black. It'll match the very edge of this binding anyhow, or whatever this is, because it's got the black on it, and so it'll flow just fine. Alright, I'll get some wax paper and we'll get on this thing. So I'm not the greatest cameraman, am I? Get this thing clamped down so it'll dry good. Okay, wax paper on there. I'll get a nice straight piece of wood. Cam clamps. I made these cam clamps, and this is one of my first ones. I learned a little bit. It's a little cantankerous, but there, I got it. All right, we'll let that glue dry, and then we'll take it up and see how that looks here a little bit. All right, I took my clamps off. My workbench is kind of a mess. I gotta get this. That's actually what I'm doing right now. Kind of cleaning up, but I thought I would video this while I'm taking it apart so you can see it as I see it. Alright. Oh. Well, there. I slightly glued it to the workbench there. Let me see here. I'm going to get side cuts, and there we go. Cut that off, and that's gonna be our back. I went ahead and drew out, which it needs to be done anyhow, but I drew out the template, or used the template and drew out the exact space or where the guitar is going to be, or the shape. And it does. It flows real nice and elegant with the shape of the body. This is going to be a really pretty back. Sorry for the messy workbench. Oh, I'm tickled. Alright, so here it is. We got it out of the mold. And I have to trim this off on the flush cut router. But that'll be for next week. What we got to decide now is, at this point, we got to decide what kind of holes we're going to put in this. We're going to have your traditional sound hole, or we're going to do some F holes. And I'll give you some examples of those. And then we got to decide whether we're going to have, I do these sound forward holes on here on my dobros. Not all of them. Some people don't want them. And now's the time to decide, because if you want that, then I've got to cut it out and get that put in now before we get the back put on. So that'll be what we'll be choosing on this week, because our next work will be bracing on the inside. And whether we go F holes or regular holes, that makes a difference in how I brace it. And then if we want, didn't that look nice? That turned out nice. If we want a sound forward hole, right, which would go right here, I need to know that so I can get all that done. All right, we have decisions to make. Do you want F holes or just regular traditional sound holes or round holes? Then we got to decide, do you want to, and I keep turning it like this, but it's right here. Do you want a sound forward hole? And if you haven't seen my sound forward holes, I've got a guitar here I'm finishing. It's got a couple coats of lacquer on it, got quite a few more to go, but there's a sound forward hole. And the purpose of that was originally to allow the sound to go towards the audience or the people you're playing in front of. And then I noticed it also kind of changed the sound of the guitar too. So it has a less traditional sound that you're used to hearing in the new modern guitars, such as Beard's deeper bodies and Shearhorn's guitars. And when he opened them up and everything on the inside, there was a certain sound that those got. And this, being that it's a deep body and you put a sound forward hole on it, and it's a good sound, but it's different. And I think in a room, it feels like it's almost surround sound, fuller sound, because it kind of projects the sound in different directions. But I will say it is definitely a different sound. So those are the two things you need to vote on. Decide whether you want an F hole, you want a sound forward hole, or would you rather have a regular round port? And I could put that with sound forward hole with either F hole or round traditional sound port. So those are our choices for this week. Looking forward to seeing what you choose. And remember, if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe, and share the videos if you would. And visit us on our website at byrlguitars.com.